Good morning, Payson.
And welcome to the Pride.
First, we have some announcements.
Seniors, make sure you have ordered your cap and gown for graduation.
Student council election meetings will be Wednesday during lunch on March 4th in Mrs. Gowan's room C6. If you're interested in campaigning for the student council for next year, you need to show up for this meeting.
Seniors, today is the last day for senior nightfall tickets, so buy them today.
Now for the segments.
We have lines of the week.
Payson Lions. These are your lines of the week that I have with me here, and they've got their socks. Show them your socks, guys. They're pretty sweet socks. You can get them in a lot of ways, but being Lion of the Week is one of the best ways. This is Jasmine Guzman, and she placed in the top 10 in the state DECA competition for apparel and accessories marketing category, and it's pretty awesome because that is one of the most competitive categories, so good job, Jasmine. And then these 4 science Olympiads were in the state science Olympiad competition. This is McCaden Anderson, McKenna Watson, Rebecca Walker, and Alexis Terry, and they all won. They all placed in different categories in forensics and in experimental design and in the circuit lab event. So when you see these guys in the hallway or in your class or whatever, pat them on the back and tell them good job, and we're super proud of them. And can we give them a Go Lions?
A Go Lions.
Say Go Lions.
Okay.
All right. Go Lions!
Good job, Lions.
Kai, do you like to paint?
No.
Okay.
Well, me and Reese made a segment about painting.
Hey Payson, and welcome back to the Pride. So you've heard of girls who grill, boys who bake, but now we've got 3, 2, 1. Pals who paint! So today we are going to be painting. Let's get right into it. Oh!
Hello, I'm Bob Ross.
Okay, white, green, blue, black, sienna, brown. Oh, this one's gross.
It's fun when you don't have the right colors, okay? It makes it interesting.
Start her up. Put these bad boys back. Okay.
Let's get started. Make a little X's, little crisscross strokes.
Oh no.
In our world, we can do anything that we want.
He's moving too fast.
I made purple.
He's going so.
And we'll go.
Thanks for letting me put my feelings into art, Mr. Ross. Happy accidents. Happy accidents.
Take off the excess.
You can't do that. I was following the master. What? Bob, you gotta slow it down for me, Bob. Why are you holding it like that? I'm making it a fan brush. Duh. What?
You know me.
What?
You know me before.
Looks freaking good.
Notice that it's straight.
It looks kind of good. I won't lie. Got some reflections, got some trees. Beautiful. Thanks, Bob.
Right. It's all over my fingies. Amazing.
As many of you know, this week is Hope Week. The theme, Hold On, Persuade, and Empower, has inspired the student body to choose activities focused on creating and maintaining a positive culture here at PHS. Thank you for all those that supported us this week. We know that each of you can make a difference as we stand together, support the Pride, as the Hope Squad deliberation on an assembly to support the message of hope. They found an inspiring story and felt it needed to be shared. However, because of the critical and unique situation, the story was best told through the Pride segment. Understanding that we all struggle with hardships, whether it is anxiety, depression, disabilities, or relationships, to name a few, hope is a concept that we create a personal definition for by banding together Avery was a typical senior at Wasatch High School. She was excited for her next adventure in life and had made plans for graduations, college, and her senior trip. Avery stated that she had her whole life mapped out. She knew exactly what and where her next move was going to be. For Avery, her story of hope began the morning of her senior prom. Avery is the daughter of 2 Payson alumni, Jesse and Casey Riley, graduating in 1998. Her father, Jesse Riley, now has a thriving medical practice here in Payson and continues to give back to our community.
We hope each of you will listen as Avery tells us of her journey and how she is learning to overcome life challenges in the face of adversity.
Hi everyone, my name is Avery Jade, and I'm here today with my lovely parents to tell my story.
Now to a story you'll only see on KSL. A father speaks about the moments his daughter fell down a rock wall, sending her into a coma.
The high school senior was rappelling with her prom group when it happened. Matt Rascone spoke exclusively with her father about how she's doing. Matt?
Well, more than 2 days have passed, and Avery Tanner is still in a coma here at Intermountain Medical Center. Her parents are by her side, grateful she's alive.
The hardest thing in my life.
There are few words adequate,
Without a doubt.
to describe the pain of Jesse Riley.
I feel like as a family we've been through hard things and nothing compares to the last 2 days.
As he watches his daughter lay in a coma with a fractured skull.
We just have to give her time to decide when she's ready to come out of it.
Weeks away from graduation.
They had set the belay line, double-checked everything.
And just hours before her Wasatch High School senior prom,
She started going slow and easy, and they were all kind of coaching her on what to do.
18-year-old Avery Tanner fell 20 to 25 feet while rappelling down this rock wall, hitting the wall twice before her alert belayer broke her fall.
He actually was able to catch her and keep her from hitting the ground another time at the bottom.
Kids involved were very prepared. They did everything right once the accident occurred, from stabilizing her neck and securing her airway to immediately calling 911.
Riley says her friends were experienced climbers who couldn't find anything wrong with the knot or rope after the fall.
So they think that she had, as she started rappelling herself, that she might have pinched herself in the belay device, and that it caused her to panic and she let go of the rope.
Medics life-flighted Avery to Intermountain Medical Center, where her parents met her and then met with her friends.
We wanted to reassure those kids that bad things happen, that it was nobody's fault. We want them to be at peace.
Avery's family has received an outpouring of love and support as they anxiously wait for her to wake up.
The thing that I keep focusing on is that they're talking about there being a long road, whereas before we thought it was a dead end. So we'll take any road.
It was a really long process. So yeah, after 68 days, I was able to walk out of the hospital. And oh my goodness, it is a crazy recovery process. Healing is obviously seems like a hard thing, but it's harder than what you could guess it is. I cannot go to college for a year, so I will be able to go in August. It's not what I would think my 19th year of life would be like. I'm stuck at home every day or at therapy every day. All my friends are gone, and I feel like my life is just on pause because all the things I've been hoping for and wishing for and haven't happened for me yet. And a lot of them I missed. I missed graduation, I missed a senior trip, I missed the fun last month of high school. But I'm still alive, which is great, not a vegetable, not in a coma, so I'm very thankful for that. But life is just never what I wanted, and I'm a huge planner, okay? Like, I had planned out where I was going to live, all these things. I applied for so many scholarships, and I worked so hard and tried so hard, and now I can't do it yet. And that's a hard thing. I feel like one of the biggest, I've learned a lot of life lessons from my accident. Life lessons from the fact that people are always there for you, whether it's friends, family. They're always there for you, and they come and see you when you're hurting or having a hard time, and that is a huge deal to me.
People cared. So that was the big thing I got out of it. But that's, people are good.
People step up and people show you how much they care about you and how much they care about even just humanity in general, about people and their well-being. But one life lesson is sometimes life will just uppercut you. It'll give you a fast curveball, and your life is never what you wanted, and it's never what you thought it would have been. And it can be so hard, but when that happens, or when your life changes, or something happens that you just were not expecting and you never thought would happen to you, Like, I never thought at the age of 19 I would say, oh yeah, that one time I died. You just gotta learn how to, like, A, cope with it, and B, see the good in the situation, and C, you have to learn how to roll with the punches and find a new path for yourself, because a lot of times the path that you wanted just can't happen anymore. And so you have to have a new path. Like me, I have a new path now. I want to go to something different in college. Just all these things. You just have to find a new path, a new purpose, a new way to be okay and find happiness and hope and healing no matter where life takes you. And so that is a huge thing that I learned, is that you just gotta learn how to roll with things and accept things and find the good in them, and then find a new path, because the path you wanted might not always work out.
For her, it was kind of like all of a sudden everything was thrown upside down. And I think for us, from the parents' perspective, we definitely have those moments where we are definitely sad for her and what she went through. But at the same time, to see her here like this talking is just something that we, I think at the time, never even thought would be possible. It's maybe a little bit easier for us because we saw where she came from, and she'll see that too when she will look at old videos or something. But like I said, she does an amazing job of putting the positive spin on everything. She's always been really, really good at that.
It's really a great community, and that's another thing, is like when you go through something really hard, a lot of times, like, that if you're in a good community, like, they will step up and they will help you and they will show you that, like, you're not alone. Like, we never felt alone, because knowing that there's people there for you that, like, love and care for you enough to show up and spend time trying to show their love and how much they care, like, that means the world. I mean, this is like Hope Week, right? And that's one thing, like, yes, bad things happen in so many different, like, shapes and sizes, ways, but there's always hope. And there's always the fact that, like, people do care about you and you have so much to look forward to. And as someone who knows what it could have been like to have my life taken away from me, I wasn't ready for that, you know? I have so much that I want to do, and even though I can't do it right now, and even though I'm stuck in a place where I don't want to be at all, I just have to see that things are going to get better. One day, I will be in exactly the place that I want to be in, not the place that I'm stuck in. And so I'm going to keep fighting and trying to get through this crappy, sucky, shiz-filled situation so that I can get to where I want to be. People that don't have hope, you need to have hope. You need to realize that things get better, that your life will get better. Yes, I've had so many times in my life that have been less severe than this trial that I'm going through, but I still had to look at it with hope. I still had to be like, okay, this is only going to last this long, and it is going to get better. I know that it will get better, and it does. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it will at all, but it always does.
Yeah, I think that's the advice that I give is just what you said, hold on. Like,
you just gotta keep going no matter what.
After we got her MRI results and they told her the diagnosis that they were giving her, and we found out that it was a 90% chance that she'd never wake up from the coma, and that if she were one of the 10% that did, that she'd be in a vegetative state. I just remember we had just gotten back to the hotel. It was like 11:30 midnight, and I remember I tucked into a ball on the mattress of the bed with my knees just like pulled up in my chest, and I just kept rocking back and forth and saying, he's got to be wrong. He's got to be wrong. And that next day, I think, was probably the lowest day that we had. It was just so hard. And you just felt like you wanted to give up, but at the same time, you know, what other choices you have? You just kind of had to dig down deep and get through it.
But I think hope for me in that situation was he went first thing the next morning and had to talk to the doctor again and, like, make sure.
Go through every detail.
I didn't even go. I didn't care what they said because I just had the hope.
Well, and we had so many times where we thought, okay, like, this is as bad as it gets. And then it would get worse. So I think one thing that I learned is no matter where you are, it can always be worse, and it's always going to get better. Like, no matter how low you are.
But eventually it does get better, and sometimes it just doesn't seem like that. Even now, in my healing recovery stage, it sucks a lot. You know, like, I never wanted to live life like this as a 19-year-old. It's just not what any 19-year-old would wish for. You just gotta know that eventually things get better. And it may not seem like it today, and it may not seem like it for the next week or a month, but things get better eventually. They always do.
We have focused a lot on the bravery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it means a lot to so many people. Like she was brave, we were brave.
Like you have to have bravery when you go through crap.
Somebody came up with during her recovery is they did a bravery, but then did like a period after the BR. So it's BR Avery, bravery. And so that kind of was like, yeah, it makes sense. Like she was always brave before the accident, and then so I think, we felt like, okay, we've got this super crappy situation and we're gonna be brave. So yeah, bravery.
Bravery, I like that one.
Boom.
I mean, it means a lot to be brave, but it's not just like the stereotypical, oh, they were so brave, they jumped off this and did this. It's more just like an inner type of bravery. It's not doing something scary, like physically, like I'm not gonna go like ride a bull, but like it's just being brave, knowing
in the face of challenges.
Yeah, just like being brave in what has been handed to you, and going through it with bravery and not just like giving up. You just gotta keep going with bravery.
If there was something that you guys could say to the entire world, what would it be?
I think for me, it made me realize like this can really happen to you.
Anyone?
Like I did not expect a phone call that my daughter was going to be life-flighted and that our life was going to change like this. Like I was a very cautious mom, and I made my kids wear helmets and don't stand on the edge of this cliff with your dad who's crazy, and like I was nervous, but it made me realize like really anything can happen.
I learned like a million life lessons through this accident, which is kind of like a blessing because I'm gonna go through. You might as well learn something. But I think one of the biggest things I realized was that life can change in an instant. In 1 second, I pinched my hand and I started falling, and in even just 1, 2, 3 seconds, my life was changed. Not just mine, but like my family's and my friends and people that didn't even like really know me, but I followed the story. They say like their lives have changed knowing that like you can get through stuff. Like lives have changed. But I think one of the things that like I learned the most was that I could have died. That could have been just my life, just 18 years of just everything that I had done. And I did some awesome stuff, and I live a good life. It was good. It was decent. I did stuff. But I think one of the things I have learned is that you can't live your life in fear. You can't live your life thinking that it'll just go on forever and eventually you'll get there and I don't need to worry about that. It'll be fine. You just gotta embrace life and live it fully. Life can be taken from you at a time where you never expected that it would be. And when I go for real, I don't want to have regrets. I don't want to think I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have not done that, I should have, tried harder or been kinder or loved others more or had more friends or been a better friend. I should have tried harder in school, I should have had more hobbies, I should have tried to have talents. Like, I don't want to die having regrets. And I think my accident has helped me see that bad things can happen. And you never know what'll happen in your life, but you never want to have regrets. You never want to think that you should have done things different and you should have tried harder or, I learned that you don't want to have regrets in life and you don't want to feel like you should have done things differently. So I think my biggest advice to people would be live life the way you want to live it, but don't short settle for things. Don't just think it's enough to do this. Go farther than you ever thought you would and try harder than everyone else around you. You have to try and work and push to have a life that you love and a life that you see yourself happily living, not just an okay life, a semi-okay life. You want to have an amazing life that you're proud of and that you love, not just an okay life.
I do
Thank you, Jacob, for the awesome segment.
Well, Payson, pride out.